So today's quick tip is going to be how to learn to hand sew. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew up a gap at the end of a project, and we're going to hand sew this. So we're going to get a length of thread, we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to thread the two ends through the eye of the needle, so you leave a loop on the other end. So what you do then, you put the needle through the fabric and you catch a tiny little amount of the fabric. You thread it through, and before you pull all the thread through, you feed the needle through the loop at the end. So that means you have an anchor to start with. So there are no knots or anything like that which is visible. So it's a really neat finish to start sewing. Then what we do, if you want to do a nice quick way of sewing, you can literally just put the needle through both bits of fabric and you just catch the ends of the fabric. So you'll get like a little bit of a pattern on top of your threads going in a bit of a zigzag. But that's if you want to do something nice and quick and you don't worry about, having to see it necessarily. Now I've chosen a bright pink thread for today because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, but obviously you need to pick a thread that's going to match your fabric so you don't see as much of your hand sewing. So when we've done this, that's a nice quick way of just finishing that project, getting that gap sewn up. And then another option, if you are a bit of a perfectionist like myself, you can start off and you can actually put the needle in between the layers of your seam allowance, and you tilt the needle towards you and just catch it through the other side. And what that does is going to allow you to only see a tiny bit of thread on the top. So again, catch through in between the layers inside, tilt it and catch the other side. And this is your really super quick, super neat way of actually sewing so that you don't see much of the threads. And you can do really small gaps if you want it to be really secure, or spread it out depending on the time you've got. And when you get to the end, what you're going to do is just catch a tiny bit of your fabric and then catch that same spot 2 if not 3 times by threading your needle back through, and that makes almost like a knot. It kind of anchors it down. But rather than cut your thread there, feed your needle through the fabric to the inside of the product and then tilt it back out about 1 inch away and then cut your ends, and that means then you've got less chance of your hand stitching unravelling, and you're done. Hi, I'm Helen from All Sewn Up Wales. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please make sure you subscribe to keep up to date with any new sewing tips and sewing tutorials.